Hello, fifth graders. The day is already here. Can you believe it is Thursday, May 13th, week 35, the day of the snow cone prep test. What a test! It is 20 questions long. Sounds like a lot, but some of them are fun questions. And there's really nothing to be stressed out about. Today you can use your blue flashcards. So Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, I told them this yesterday, if they were organized enough to bring their blue flashcards, they also can use their notes. If they have their notes and they got great notes, which some of you do, you can look back at sample problems that were like the ones we did, and that should help you. Can't really make it any easier than that. Just make sure that you read the directions. Actually, we're going to go through the test quickly after we set up our proof paper, just so you can get a look and get a feel of what it's going to look like, all right? So remember, this is your week to shine. 3 things you can do to shine. Number 1, try your hardest on your iReady test. Like, really take your time, go through all the questions, and just nail it. And what I've been finding from the Trojans, the distance learning kids, is that it's not as long a test as I thought. It's definitely way shorter and easier than the actual California State test. So think that you're lucky there. Number 2 way you could shine is by doing a great personal narrative. So not only writing about a page, personal narrative, but also having that hook at the beginning, getting the reader interested. And I'm going to tell you the number 1 tip to writing it, because I've listened and read a lot of the distance learning kids' personal narratives. The number 1 thing in the personal narrative that makes it a personal narrative and adds like tension and excitement is for you to including your feelings within it. Your feelings. So, for instance, if you were, let's say that your big event was you went on a super scary roller coaster for the first time at Knott's Berry Farm. You don't want to just explain that, oh, I went on a cool roller coaster, it was so fun. You want to back up and tell the whole thing and tell, as I was standing in line, my heart was thumping 1,000,000 miles an hour. I was scared, but also excited to get on that first ride. As we approached and I locked myself in, I held on to my dad's hand extra. And you can add little details. Don't lie, but extra things to make it a little more interesting. But adding those feelings is what makes it a personal narrative. And I'm excited to read maybe some of yours if you share them with me. I know Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith said you guys were doing a great job. And just keep writing. That's the number 2 to shine. And number 3 is to show off on your snow cone prep test today. Okay? So you've learned all the math. You do know how to do it. It's somewhere in your head. Now getting it out could be tricky, but you do know the math. So let's jump on over, set up our proof paper so that you can get your proof paper is going to be worth 3 points, extra 3 points. But I'm going to really be picky about it because one of the things that you need, 5th graders, in order to get your popsicle next week or your snow cone is going to be that you try your hardest. And that means taking your time. Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay will be watching, having all of your proof paper and having your things organized, okay? That is how I know that you tried your hardest, even if no matter what your score is, okay? All right, so let's do this. Let's first label it snow cone test. Not even prep test. It is just snow cone test. Now, just for fun, let's draw a snow cone. Let's draw a little snow cone in there. You pick whatever color you want. Maybe you didn't bring any crayons or stuff. Looks more like an ice cream cone, I know, but I'm going to have a cherry snow cone. What kind of snow cone are you going to put on? And then, of course, let's put the date, 5/13/21. Now, we're not drawing any lines on here. All we're doing is putting in number 1. Why don't we number 1 through 20? Because we don't know how much space we're going to need. Maybe number 1 is a 4-box area model, which it's not, and you have to take up this whole paper. Then what are you going to do for number 2? Remember, you can use as much proof paper as you want. In math, it's good to kind of write big so you can spread it out. Some of you like to use notebook paper. Some of you could ask for this kind of paper from Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith. Some of you like to use the grid paper. Whatever you do, by 5th grade, you should be able to make that decision. All right, let's jump over and take a look at what the test looks like, and then you guys will be off to begin. All right, so let's click on over here. Snow Cone Prep Test 2021. 2 people have taken it. That's right, Mr. Gilroy and I. We both got 100%. All right, so you put your name. First one is just knowing what is in the 100th place. What number is in the 100th place? Just literally type the number and you're done. That should take you 2 seconds. Now, you do have to show work on your proof paper. So how do you do that? What I would do is I would write this number right here and then circle the 100th place, or maybe write, behind the decimal where you write the 3 lines and then we write under what each is. You could do that. That takes an extra minute to do it, not even probably, and then you'll get credit. But you can't just type something in here and not write anything on your proof paper. That's not good, because that, what it does is you don't slow down enough to actually think, and even kids that totally do know where the 100th place is make silly mistakes. That is why we use proof paper. Number 2, round to the nearest 1/10. So you take this number, 43 and 679 thousandths, and round to the nearest 1/10. Circle, underline the boss, that whole thing. What is the difference of these 2 numbers? Remember difference? I'm not going to tell you what it means. It's on your flashcard. Should be in your memory. Look at this one. What would the volume be if there were 4 layers and then I ask you to type the number only? What do I mean by that? Volume, remember, is in cubic inches, cubic feet, but I don't want the cubic part. I just want a number. Why? Because the computer, when it corrects it, reads the number easier, okay? So look there's your first layer. That's your base. Remember the formula for volume? Something times something, or something times something times something. Well, there is your base right there. And then it tells you how many layers there are. Don't forget that part. Don't just look at this picture and think that's the answer. It's not. It's 4 layers tall. So what would the volume be? Then here's kind of a fun one. Who is that? And even a video. I don't know if it will play. I put the video in there from earlier in the year. If you need a little break, you can watch the video. If it plays, I'm not sure. Then number 6, what is the height of a shape with the length, width of this and a volume of this? So we did one of these on your homework literally 2 days ago. You should have notes on it, and we've done it a lot of times. Look at this one, number 7. Enter a value for B that makes the statement true. 5 times what will make the number smaller? How do you make a number smaller? You multiply by if your brain just said it out loud, because I literally have said that about 80 times this year, then you could find it right there. You're like, well, how do I show my work for that? You can always write number 7. You can write 5 times, and then you could pick one of these. That even though you're just picking it here, or your mind already told you, and you're like, I already know the answer. Great. Still write it on your proof paper. Number 8, what is the prime factorization of 36? Prime factorization, how do you do that? It's on your what do you call that? Flashcards. Here's a question. What is the name of our doggy? You're like, how do I show my work for that proof paper? Write a number 9 and write your answer on your proof paper. You can just write the word. Number 10, you'll just have to read it. Number 11, what is the product for 76 and 35? You have to know what product means. Number 12, you'll have to read that one. Number 13, this is 3 2/3 times 6. What kind of problem is that? A mixed number times a whole number? There's an example of that one from 2 days ago on your homework. What is 1/4 divided by 5? Also, pretty easy. That's on your flashcards. Also, for how would you show this? Even if right now you're like, I already know what the answer is. Great. Please write it on your proof paper. Write 1/4 divided by 5 and then write your answer for number 14. Easiest problem in 5th grade. You should not have gotten, don't get this wrong. Don't be tricked. It's not hard. Read it as a division problem. Number 16 is for fun. Number 17, you read. Number 18, you read. Number 19 should be fine. And then number 20, I'm giving you a free point just to type me something. Remember, this is the last math, well, the second to last math. It's the last math test of the year. You will have one math quiz on some stuff we're going to do after testing. But otherwise, that's it. So, chance to tell me something, and I will read those, okay? Good luck on your snow cone prep test. Take your time, 5th graders. You have today's class and tomorrow's class. I have a special friend that wants to say good luck. That's right. He says good luck. Nope, not going to tell you his name. Why? Because it's one of the test questions. I also have big news on the Iron Man helmet, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow to tell you guys that. All right? Hopefully you have a great, fabulous day. Good luck on your test. I know you guys are going to do awesome.